Hey Capricorn, this is your reflection reading for the month of April 2022. Please keep in mind these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. I'm going to pull 5 cards for the situation that you'll be dealing with in the month of April, what is challenging you, what is supporting you, and what lessons you are supposed to learn from this situation and the guidance to move forward. So you have all right, bottom of the deck, you have 9 of Wands. There's a level of feeling overwhelmed here and exhausted. Here with the 9 of Wands showing up at the bottom. Your main energy, the situation is the Hanged Man. So there is a sense of feeling like you're stuck where you are. But again, every time I do see the Hanged Man, it tells me that there is a reason for that feeling of stuckness, right? You're meant to take this as an opportunity to really take a look at where you're at right now and be the observer and try to gain a different perspective in what you're dealing with. So let's see what this clarifies as. We got 4 of Swords, Page of Wands, Ace of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, and the Sun. So part of this is really choosing what it is that you want. What feels fulfilling to you, what feels inspiring to you. Maybe the work that you're putting in right now doesn't feel fulfilling, doesn't feel inspiring, doesn't feel balanced, right? So there is a certain level of a want to change. You want change to happen. It's just kind of discerning what that change is or what that next step should be to move towards what that change is going to be, if that makes sense. Because what's challenging you here is the 7 of Cups. So there's that confusion of what it is that you want. What choices do you need to make? What does success look like for you? What does it feel like for you? What does happiness look like and feel like? What do you think those things should be for you? That's obviously the confusion is like, what is the next step to take towards building happiness, joy, love, success, like all of that, right? So what's supporting you here is the Page of Wands. What's supporting you here is the need, like the want to no longer be stagnant. Maybe in the past you were kind of okay with just going through the motions, but you're no longer wanting to go with the motions. There is a deep intention here to go after your wants, desires, and dreams. You want to build a brand new future for yourself. You're starting to cultivate this vision that you didn't allow yourself to have before. And there's a level of conflict in your current situation right now that is kind of pushing you out of your comfort zone to shift into this energy of action. For your lesson is the King of Swords. So this is really about being decisive, because maybe you've told yourself that you wanted this in the past but did nothing to work towards it. And so the lesson that you're invited to learn in this situation is by being decisive, kind of like stop making excuses, right? That's what it feels like. And I'm not saying that you're making excuses, but there is a level of that at play here, right? Because while there are reasons for why things didn't happen when they did, there was also pieces of it where you could have pushed the needle a little bit forward but chose not to. And so that's where the lesson is coming here about the King of Swords, asking you or telling you rather to be decisive, because It's time now to move forward despite the conflict, despite the exhaustion you may feel towards this conflict. It's time to address it, because it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to continue to be a part of your existence and your experience if you don't do anything about it. And maybe it's not necessarily okay, like let's say if you're in between, if you're in a current job situation right now and you've been meaning to leave this job, let's say. So I don't think that this necessarily means that you have to address the job itself. But if you've been meaning to leave that job anyways, like if that was the intention, like that you've known, like, oh, I'm not going to be here forever, then have you applied? You know what I mean? Like, so you don't necessarily need to focus on trying to make your work situation better, because you know that you're not going to be there for much longer. But at the same time, have you taken the steps to actually leave that place? That's where the decisiveness really is coming, you know, as the lesson here. For the guidance, you have the Lovers. So let's clarify that. This is really about making a choice. Again, the theme of decisiveness. So Queen of Wands, the Empress, and the Ten of Cups. So the guidance here really is to choose what is best for you. In a perfect, and I think it's hard, right? It's hard to kind of, if you're in, for example, going back to that workplace example, if it's a really bad work environment, and you've been working there for a really long time, it's really hard to see that it could be better somewhere else, right? But if you don't allow yourself to envision that that is a possibility, then you're just going to continue to attract the same type of negativity and negative environment. So the guidance here is to allow yourself permission to dream that something better is out there and that you deserve it. And just kind of write down what it is that you want. You know, and if you can't concretely write down specifics, write down the feeling, the emotion. You know, is it peace that you want? Is it freedom that you want? Is it, you know, sometimes you can start off broad that way and then narrow that down into some concrete details, but write it out, or you know, identify what that is for you, so that when you start taking the steps to actually, let's say again, for example, leave the job, you have like some sort of like compass to guide you into choosing what the next thing is going to be. So Capricorn, I really hope that helped and supported you. Thank you for taking a moment to pause with me. If this resonated, please like, subscribe, and click the bell to get notified when new readings are posted. And if you'd like to receive weekly readings, sign up to my mailing list. The link is in the description box below. All right, sending you my love and wishing you a good month. Bye.